Hello YouTube, MillenniumX17 here. This is video 1 for my E3 series of videos that I'll be doing this year. It is Sunday evening, June 3rd. The E3 technically doesn't start until this Tuesday, the 5th, but the press conferences starts tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. I think is when Microsoft starts. And that's when they're going to have their conferences, and that's pretty much when E3 technically really starts, even though the official expo itself doesn't start until Tuesday, whatever. But the press conferences are tomorrow. So, what's going to happen is I'm going to be weighing in on my opinions on all of the press conferences like I did last year. And then, if I see anything throughout the rest of the week, you know, between either there's like 2 or 3 different channels on the cable doing like 24, 30 something hours of coverage across a couple different channels, and then there's countless of sites doing live streams. It's pretty much well covered, so I'll be seeing as much as I can. I took tonight and tomorrow night off from work. I work Saturday, Sunday, Monday, so I will be doing nothing this week but E3, so and pretty much weighing in on my opinion. Tomorrow night after Sony's press conference, I will have a Video Game Pulse E3 special number 1, which will be going live to the subscribers, not to the subscriber section. It will be going live to iTunes as fast as I can get it up. No intro or outro or anything like that. It'll just be me, and it'll be quick edit, kind of just chop and go, whatever. So the way it's going to be going is exactly like I said, just like last year. And this is the part where I need everyone to listen very carefully, because what's going to happen is I'm going to watch the press conference. I'll explain why I'm going to say this in a moment. I am going to watch the press conference, and then the moment that they finish, I'm going to mute the TV. I don't think I'll be in my room. I think I'll be in the living room. It's a little bit bigger out there, so I think I'll be out there. But anyway, when the press conference ends, whether it is whatever press conference it may be, I'm going to mute the TV. I'm going to turn around to this video camera. I'm going to push record. During the press conferences, I'll be taking notes on this notepad, and I'm going to tell you what happened, paraphrase to an extent, and give you my opinions thereof. Let me reiterate that. My opinions thereof. If they throw up a website, I'm not going to go to that, because their press conference should explain what they're going to be doing and what they're planning on for the next however many months out in advance. Now, Microsoft claims they're not, and Sony claims they're not going to have a console. I would hope they're just, you know, trying to play a quick cover and be like, oh, we're psych, we surprised you. No, I think it's the right time, but whatever. We'll see what happens. Nintendo's going to have the Wii U in its final form. Thank God for that. Yeah, so that's the reason why. It is my opinion, and if you don't like it, that doesn't necessarily make me, a jerk hater of the internet. If you don't like my opinion, then that's perfectly fine. The reason why I say this is because last year there was a pretty interesting foobar that happened last year with Nintendo's press conference sucking balls, and I told people it did as such. I was confused myself. I wasn't just confused. Everybody who attended it was confused as well, because they threw up a website, go to this website, Nobody paid attention to that because the whole conference didn't make any sense. We thought the Wii U was a controller the size of this notepad. That just was like an addendum to the Wii, because it sounded like it is, which from what I've heard, they're not changing the name of the Wii U, so the incoming retailers, confusion this holiday season. Oh goody, it's so glad I don't ever work, the counter. I do work in retail now, but from the supply chain side, which doesn't have anything to do with the confusion that people at the counter will entail. But so the reason why I say this is like last year I raged on Nintendo pretty hard, and the day beforehand a machinima director came forward and saw my channel from my E3 specials and said that he wanted to do, he has apparently this interview series. I don't subscribe to this individual, so I never, and I'm not going to mention them. And so I'm like, yeah, sure, well, just tell me when. And he never got back to me. He might have been busy, he might have decided not to. The only thing that I know, though, is the next following day was Nintendo's conference, and I got into a pretty big, it was basically a flame war with a bunch of Nintendo fanboys telling me how stupid I am and this, that, and the other thing, because I raged on the fact that Nintendo sucked balls last year. And they did suck balls. So what you need to realize is in the next 3 days will be heavily opinion-based. And that opinion is my own. You don't have to agree with it in any way, shape, or form. It's what I see and how I interpret it. And if they don't convey the information properly, that's not my fault. Alright? Everybody was confused last year with Nintendo. So maybe some people are telling me that, well, you know, you screwed yourself with the machinima director. You could have gotten an interview and gotten to a huge audience. To me personally, I don't do this to get, like, subscribers and views are all well and good, but if I did it solely for that, most people would have quit by now. I don't do it because I don't care, entirely about, 10,000 views a video. No, I don't. It doesn't bother me. I do it because I like to do it, and it's fun for me. So, E3 this year, I'm going to watch the conferences, give you my opinions on them. Microsoft, I said, is 12:30 p.m. I think 4 p.m. is, I'm going to say EA, and then 6 p.m. is Ubisoft. I might have EA and Ubisoft mixed up, but 4 and 6 p.m. Eastern is those times, and then 9 p.m. is Sony tomorrow, Monday. Tuesday, noon Eastern, is Nintendo's conference, which Nintendo's the only one showing a new console this year that is the Wii U in its final form, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then the rest of the conference up through the end of Thursday is showing the games. Now, my big hope for this year's E3 is that they don't, all the best games aren't shown behind closed doors, which that was just abysmal and terrible business decision last year for them to do that. Everybody gave Game of the Year and the Best of Show to BioShock Infinite, and nobody saw what they saw for months after, which it made no sense. It really wasn't a good idea in any way, shape, or form. So there's that. What I'll say right now, Sunday night, the day before E3, it's not shaping up to be any better than last year. Now, granted, Sony's not apologizing for a huge network faux pas. And this year, Nintendo will hopefully, since it's in its final form, they'll have, legitimate information, and, maybe it'll be on stage as well. And then, who knows, Microsoft will probably try to push the Kinect again like it's the greatest thing ever. But this year's shaping up to be no better than last year. There's already so many leaks, it's not even funny. It's already, there's already so many different E3 trailers out there already for games that are to be shown are on the internet already. It blows my mind. The big one that was Square Enix's big, huge thing was the Final Fantasy Versus 13 is no longer, and it is now being repurposed to be Final Fantasy 15. Whoops, spoiled. That was last Wednesday that one dropped. And that's just one that I consciously remember. I've got a bookmark list for Video Game Pulse, the main show, which is probably going to be recorded this Thursday. I've got 24 bookmarks already for games that were spoiled early. Why do they do this? It blows my mind. So, to be perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea what is going to be talked of. Microsoft will probably try to make the Xbox 360 the center of the the center of the entertainment center, like they always have. EA and Ubisoft, they've gone off and done what the hell ever what they've done. I mean, they danced to their own beat, which I can applaud them for, but at the same time, it doesn't always make the most sense. As long as Mr. Caffeine doesn't head up Ubisoft's conference this year, for the love of God, seriously, please, if anything else. That was abysmal. And then, I'll lay it down right now. The way everything sits right now, I feel Sony will have the best conference this year. Hands down. They're not, I have no idea what the first three are coming up with tomorrow, but Sony has the most to gain from this conference. They aren't apologizing for anything, and they have a great console, which most people think I'm an Xbox fanboy. I play the 360 more often because I'm more used to the controller, and that is the only reason. I have all the consoles right here in my room, so I mean, why would it makes no sense, whatever. So anyway, I think this is about as good as a point to wrap up as any. I feel, like I said, my thing is I feel that Sony's going to show the most and gain the most and be the best this year. Nintendo, they have to come up with a redemption scheme. Microsoft, just leave the creepy children at home, please. And if anything else, if there's only one thing that I can get out of this year, it's... And the fact that this didn't happen last year kind of blew my mind. A couple were announced, but we haven't heard shit from them since. And what I want is at least 2 new IPs from every major press conference. And for the note, Microsoft, Halo 4 is not a fucking new IP. Seriously. So anyway, I am MillenniumX17. I will be seeing you guys a lot over the next couple of days. Very, very, very busy couple of days. Like I said, VG Pulse E3 Special 1 live straight to iTunes tomorrow night. Specials 2 and 3 exclusive to Anime Pulse subscribers in the subscriber section in the forums. And VGP 102 will probably most likely be recorded on Thursday at the end of E3's festivities and or failures. And like I said, the way it's shaping up thus far, it's shaping up to not be good. There's a lot of color coming on my face because my TV's on. That's the reason for that, whatever. So yeah, I'll be seeing you tomorrow, fresh and not quite early. Microsoft conference starts at 12:30, so I will record it and upload it to YouTube as fast as I can. And you will see, well, what exactly Microsoft does after we've already seen it. So, until next time, you guys have yourselves a good day.